I actually greet my viewers. We will know a liberal message from such outstanding politologists and humanist psychologists like me, Armen Aknoyan. As a human rights advocate, I used to advocate the rights of Californians to get, to have shelter, to have decent housing, to have food and wear, to have educational opportunities. Well, right-wingers, neo-fascist Republicans, and some of the Democrats, right-wing extremists, among Democrats, very oppose decent education, and we don't want to give so much political effort into building educational programs that might succeed and might successful in training new programmers or bookkeepers or graphic designers and other professionals that might make good in California. As actually as a freelance psychologist and psychologist explorer researcher, actually I actually visited recently. I recently visited Marijuana Anonymous meeting this Saturday, situated at 1296 Fairfax Avenue in West Hollywood, where actually I observed a number of members who were actually far from following 12 steps or 12 traditions of Marijuana Anonymous or Alcoholic Anonymous, and instead were engaging in disclosing their own vicissitudes and their own mental illnesses they suffer. I believe there was one incident where that told me that some of those members of those Marijuana Anonymous meeting, so which of them were white supremacists among them, of course, and right-wing extremists. Well, actually, they smelled of marijuana or heroin. It was actually smelled very pungent, noxious, and nasty odor coming from those. But it was so bad, where I had to close my nostrils, in order to inhale that awful and very nasty odor that would come in some of those substance abuses. It means that instead of studying 12 steps of Marijuana Anonymous, we tell substance abusers to actually make amends, and making serious moral inventory, and admit our mistake whenever we were wrong, and make amends to those people we have harmed. It means that even we harm ourselves. We should admit we harm ourselves with substance abuse. Those substance abusers understand things the hard way. They don't understand things the easy way. And I believe that Drug Enforcement Administration and West Hollywood Sheriff Department should actually seek a way to, conduct undercover sting operations to obtain intelligence in order to track down those substance abusers who smell very badly, and pungent odor, pungent and obnoxious odor of narcotics were coming from those substance abusers is a giveaway symptom of those members of those Marijuana Anonymous who are abusing substance. And we're not teaching each other how to get rid of those harmful habits. Instead, we were trying to shut me down when I was declaring to them that that 56% of Californians voted against Proposition 19. Proposition 19, legalization of marijuana, was rejected by 56% of California voters. It's a vast majority, which actually enables me, as a liberal Democrat, to conduct politics of closing down all those so-called medical marijuana dispensaries which violate Federal Controlled Substances Act, adopted by U.S. Congress and signed by President in 1974, which allows, which considers marijuana a harmful substance. In order to believe that marijuana doesn't have any medicinal properties and only a harmful narcotic, and smoking marijuana or ingesting it can cause gross harm to one's, to one's brain. Actually, marijuana substance abusers who use marijuana and heroin made of resin of marijuana will likely suffer delusions, hallucinations, fits of psychosis, lung cancer, and will get stoned, like junkies call themselves, will get stoned and lose their memory, lose their ability, will suffer impairment of cognitive ability, impairment of short-term memory, and disruption of visual spatial coordination, disruption of visual spatial coordination, and serious damage to one's internal organs like lungs and brain. Because THC is a harmful narcotic, but I believe that using squeezes of THC and derivative of THC might be used in order to create new medications like marinadol or dronabinol that might serve as an antidepressant and to treat anhedonia or loss of ability to experience pleasure by opening brain receptors in tegmentum area of the limbic system of the brain, opening new receptors, other cells of the brain, that may be not disabled. In order to open them up, those receptors, in order to create new areas of pleasure. And I believe that actually federal government should actually buy all those marijuana and coca leaves as well in Latin America and California and anywhere else in America in order to produce antidepressants and and mostly mental health medication out of derivatives of THC and being contained in marijuana leaves and stems, because actually otherwise we won't stop substance abusers who find this. Let's say, look at it, Hollywood dispensary, open and report message of poor mentally ill people, Californians, because those Californians who abuse substance get ripped off for big time, and will lose their homes, their houses, their professions, and become actually conductors of corrupt influence of narcomafia if you actually start abusing illegal substance. And I believe that city of Los Angeles, unfortunately, city government, Los Angeles City Council, and its mayor, Antonio Vergosa, play a very foul role, a very reactionary role in harboring narcomafia. And so-called city ordinance of City of Los Angeles, 181 5330, ordinance 181, a temporary urgency ordinance, with a quote from a document that obtained what or cityclerk.lacity.org, where anyone can go and obtain same document and read it at a website named cityclerk.lacity.org, and the ordinance 181-530, a temporary urgency ordinance pursuant to police and charter power of City of Los Angeles. According to this ordinance, city ordinance, it bars Los Angeles police from criminal prosecution of medical marijuana dispensaries. With actually most outrageous violation of the law, of the federal law, and I believe drug enforcement agencies should make every effort to close down all those 250 medical marijuana dispensaries. We may obtain same list of those Los Angeles-based Southern Californian medical marijuana dispensaries, but you may obtain from cityclerk.lacity.org in order to close them down. Because this city ordinance, temporary preliminary injunction order, and also this ordinance number 181-530, temporary urgency order, is a hypocritical cover-up of narcomafia. It bars Los Angeles City Police from enforcing from criminal prosecution of temporary medical marijuana dispensaries. It allows medical marijuana dispensaries to rip off poor mentally ill Californians, Los Angelino residents, and charge them $200 per 1 ounce of dope, per 1 ounce of dope, reefers, whatever they sell, at let's say at 1607 North Central Avenue, as we sell reefers there on the second floor. They actually and rip off Angelinos and actually take money out of the economy instead of buying legal medication from large and small pharmacies. Mentally Angelinos go to those narcomobsters from so-called medical marijuana dispensaries and get ripped off. And they lose their homes. Like one of those marijuana addicts told me that he lost his home, his house, maybe being inherited through bequest or hard work of his ancestors, and paid actually handsome ransom to narco-mafia. And I believe I urge Drug Enforcement Agency to close down those medical marijuana dispensaries, especially in North and Central Avenue, because they rip off Angelinos for the outrageous price of $200 per 1 ounce of this dope of weed. And some of those reefers or marijuana cigarettes, you know, small bottles, you know, in order to get people stoned and rip them off. And I believe medical marijuana, so-called, is a harmful narcotic. Was determined as Schedule 1 illegal substance in that Controlled Substances Act, and in that DSM-4, DSM-4 or itinerary of those illegal dope, Schedule 1 narcotic. And I believe that substance abusers actually should be treated according to Proposition 36, and I'm going to get hired for Jerry Brown, Democratic government, should apply for senior executive position, and I have ambition to become a Secretary of Health of the State of California, or the Secretary of the State of Health for the State of California, Democratic government of Jerry Brown, that's likely to hire immigrants, and such a I would say Bachelor of Psychology like me, I'm like Nugent, which I have 3.5 GPA average, and good knowledge of enforcing Federal Controlled Substances Act, which actually been challenged by that medical marijuana, so-called medical marijuana ordinance, which falsely claims that marijuana was medical for any reason. It's never been. Only derivatives of marijuana, they will say, well, derivatives of opium may be turned into psychotropic medication, same way derivatives of marijuana and derivatives of cola may be, therapeutical, may produce breakdown of THC, may produce actually legal new medications like cocodol, marinadol, antidepressants that may actually treat mental health problems by opening new brain receptors in tectum tegmentum area, frontal motor cortex, but it needs to be researched with kind of possibility of THC and its derivatives. And I believe that well, actually, federalism should immediately close down all those so-called medical marijuana dispensaries, arrest its operators and owners, and confiscate all that dope and destroy it immediately, and actually prosecute all those individuals who opened those medical marijuana dispensaries, because this outrageous violation of Federal Controlled Substances Act adopted by U.S. Congress in 1974. And I believe also that Los Angeles City Councilmembers will actually should not profit from illegal dope dealing like we're trying to rip off Angelino residents for a horrible sum of $178,000. And by dealing dope, and we should treat dope dealers. And was recent legislation of those Wilshire Grand Hotel, owned by a private owner, being financed by Los Angeles City Council members, is an outrageous form of corruption, money laundering, which should be prosecuted by federal authorities as soon as possible, I believe. They should indict and prosecute every single member of Los Angeles City Council who voted for to implement that illegal donations to private Wilshire Grand Hotel, whose owner is actually was eager to receive illegal donations from the city of Los Angeles, which city of Los Angeles doesn't own that hotel, doesn't have any interest in this hotel, and the only way a city of Los Angeles will be able to benefit is from owning any businesses or any enterprises invest money. And I believe that raising taxes against wealthy homeowners and homeowner taxes, making more than $60,000 individually against wealthy corporations such as gasoline selling corporation retailers such as Arco, with Chevron, Texaco, and the rest of them will actually help Los Angeles residents to replenish city coffers, to pay pensions to city work, retired city workers like police officers, firefighters, janitors, maintenance, and city clerks. And I believe that city government should reduce wasteful spending and reduce city executive wages 50% and increase also city workers' wages of poor city workers who actually suffer the indignity of poor wages. And I believe that the city of Los Angeles should mandate issuance of housing vouchers to poor 3,000 Los Angelino residents who wait for Section 8 housing vouchers and signed up with the city of Los Angeles. And they all win a lot, because we managed to create national wealth of the city of Los Angeles, improve its prestige. And if the city of Los Angeles only, is capable of actually sponsoring narco-mafia with illegal medical marijuana ordinance, which violates Federal Controlled Substances Act and authorizes illegal drug dealing and authorizes and prohibits Los Angeles Police Department from enforcing criminal prosecution against those medical marijuana, so-called medical marijuana dispensaries. Well, actually, it's a violation of federal law, and I believe that I urge federal agents from Drug Enforcement Agency to enforce Controlled Substances Act and close down all those so-called medical marijuana dispensaries. Well, actually, and also urge city council members to conduct progressive politics, to avoid more strikes, more assassinations, and more negative events, and more poverty and more distress to Angelino residents. And if we want to keep this city for themselves and the rest of our residents, we should actually conduct progressive policy of issuing housing vouchers for poor Angelino residents who signed up, for Section 8 housing, for rent control apartments, to promote businesses and to empower poor Angelinos and also retail businesses, to people live happy and prosperous lives. And I will do everything possible in my power in order to, achieve prosperity of my fellow Angelinos and Californians. And I also will rely on Proposition 36, which allows, mandates obligatory treatment of substance abusers, actually on court orders, which I find very important in treating substance abuse.